Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan. It is great to be back, and also thank you so much for all the comments that we've received on YouTube and on our website over the past few days. So thank you very much. We really do appreciate all the comments that have come in. Let's take a look at the weather coming up. Now, it's a lot quieter with the cyclone well and truly gone. We are looking at high pressure in the New Zealand area out here in the Tasman, a little bit of cloud to the north of it, and a bit of a tropical development up here worth keeping an eye on in the Coral Sea. We've got a few showers between Adelaide, Melbourne area, and a few cloudy areas brushing the lower South Island, maybe a couple of showers in there as well. But otherwise, not really too active at the moment in the New Zealand-Australia area. On the air pressure map, you can see the high pressure zone that's slowly drifting in and across New Zealand, so the weather is pretty settled. There's a very light sou'wester at the top of the country. It's amazing what a very slight difference in airflows can do to the weather. A southerly, which we had yesterday in the upper North Island, was basically entirely cloud-free. And today there's a slight sou'wester. It's moved around just a little bit more to the southwest, and that's driving in a few clouds off the Tasman Sea. So a mix of sun and cloud for some areas today on the western side. Now let's take a look at the rain forecast coming in. This is the 24-hour rain map for Thursday. Mostly dry in the New Zealand area, and as the high moves out to the east, that actually increases the humidity a very little bit. If you take the high pressure zones, drive a line through the middle of them, the eastern side or the right-hand side tends to have a cooler southerly flow and clearer skies. Once you get to the middle and the left-hand side, there's usually a bit of a northerly flow coming in that lifts up the humidity a little bit, but it's enough to make for fog patches and cloudy areas in the morning and overnight. So that's what we get a lot more as we get in towards March. March is when we really get a lot of that foggy weather starting to kick in. But there'll be a little bit of it around the country. New Zealand's only fog forecaster can be found at ruralweather.co.nz. It's especially helpful if you're flying anywhere around our country. We do get fog, causes all sorts of headaches domestically in New Zealand, always has done. And so if you're planning a trip and you want to sort of get around the fog, use ruralweather.co.nz. It's got every airport included as well. So as we go on towards the end of the week, that easterly continues at the top of the country, northerlies elsewhere. So it will be a warmer end to the week than a lot of places have been for the start of this week with that southerly. A few showers around the north here, nothing much, 5 millimetres maybe for these areas, and on the South Island similar story down around Fiordland. But as we get into the weekend, that's when the rain comes back in, especially in Southwestland, Fiordland, Southland. Heaviest rains in Fiordland, 60-80 millimetres there. Not as much though for other areas. Southland, for example, maybe only getting about 20 millimetres and maybe only 5 to 10 coming in for parts of Otago, and only a few showers or drizzle patches up here in the North Island. On Sunday, a similar story, drizzle patches around the North Island, maybe an afternoon downpour, it's possible. It'll be fairly cloudy and fairly mild as well. The South Island's got a bit more in the way of rain, especially on the west coast, 40-50 millimetres possible over on the west coast as we go through Sunday. Now next week, Monday kicks off with downpours and showers around the place, nothing too big. Rainfall totals in that pale blue shading, so 0.2 to 5, 6, 7 millimetres here and there. Otherwise, fairly settled. High pressure is slowly moving off. Now, we've got a storm up here in the tropics worth keeping an eye on. This might become a tropical cyclone. For now, high pressure in the New Zealand area and an easterly flow means that this one might come in towards New Caledonia, but more than likely it's going to remain up there in the Coral Sea. And we've got on Monday a colder southerly coming in for the southeastern corner of Australia, although from Sydney to Brisbane, you're more likely to get those afternoon downpours coming through. And that is the forecast through until Monday. We'll update you again tomorrow with the outlook for the weekend and of course for next week as well. We'll see you then.